Hello, welcome to Getting Started with Working from Home. This webinar is going to be taking us through different tools that we can use to work remotely. As we all know now, a lot of company, organization, and startups are now working remotely, working from home, using different collaboration tools. So, how do you embrace all this technology in whatever you are doing? How do you bring in this technology into your organization? So, this webinar is going to take us through from the basic tools to the advanced tools. So, I am Alabi Abdul Hafiz. I am an internet entrepreneur and also an ICT trainer. And in this webinar, you will learn the essential tools business owner or remote workers can use to connect and collaborate. What we're saying here now is that most of us are familiar with the working environment by going to your office, using your normal tools to using the normal routine work. You go to your desk, you use your computer to do one or two things. But now that we can't go to office, we can't actually do those things physically by collaborating by other with co-workers. Now, how do you use the tools to collaborate with your fellow co-workers just as if you are in the working environment? So this webinar we try and cover that part. We also talk about real-time communication application. What are these applications that you can use to communicate with your colleagues? What I mean by real-time here is like a video chat. Like for instance, WhatsApp. WhatsApp is more like a real-time, but you might be getting message if the person is online, but if the person is not online, you have to wait for some certain minutes or for some certain time before you get a response. But with real-time communication allows you to get the response as you're talking to the person. And as we all know, as we are moving everything online, we have to be very, very secure. The internet is really a beautiful place, but some set of people have decided to make it something else, like a place somehow terrible. But if you are cyber aware of whatever you are doing, you are pretty sure to be safe on the net. So the whole duration is going to be for 45 minutes. The first 30 minutes is going to be the presentation and the whole practical, while the next 15 minutes is going to take, I'm going to be taking questions. I'll also be answering them. And I also have a bonus offer here. Well, the account department. How can you work with your account department remotely? So in this webinar, I'll also be touching that part. So there are a few things I'd like us to check. When we say we are working remotely, it doesn't just mean like you go home and sit down and just carry your laptop. No, there are some things that will help you get to use all these tools. So what are the things that you need to have in place? Your internet connection is there, your smartphone, laptop, or desktop, your web browser or mobile application. So, what are your web browser? Let me quickly show you what your web browser is. So, like this Google Chrome. Google Chrome is a very good example of your web browser. All right, Mozilla Firefox is there, Safari is there. We have a lot of web browser, and for the mobile app, we have some tools that you don't really need to go to the website, like maybe for instance google.com or hangout.com. You don't need to go to the website. There are mobile apps that you can download from Play Store that can allow you to use most of these tools. Then your headset and webcam, just like I'm using one, the headset. So why am I using this headset? It's for me to have a clear, for you to hear me clearly, and for me to also hear you clearly. Then we have free accessories. For those that are joining us from different parts of the world, like power might not really be a problem. For some parts of the world, like we here, power might be a problem. So having a power bank might be of help. And a notepad just for you, something like this, just a notebook to write one or two things down. Then a drink. So what's this working from home or also known as remote working? So sometimes remote working is not just like working from home, like from your bedroom. It could be somewhere best known to you. It could be from a coffee shop, it could be from a cafe, it could be from wherever it can be. So what's remote working? It's all about finding the right tools to stay productive and connected. Just like how you go to office every day, you meet your other colleagues, you people have some daily routines that you carry out. You talk to this person, how do I do this? How do you do that? Then you people work on a certain task and be productive, get the result out, get the output, and take it to whoever is there to approve it. So this webinar will have you and your team synchronized and working in harmony wherever you happen to be. The remote work is not just only you working, although it can be only you working, but we believe that for only you to be working, you want to achieve a certain goal and you have to submit that result to someone. So you might have to work with another person, and this working is not like you work, you have to submit, then you wait for another approval for after some certain time. The beauty of this is that every work is being synchronized. As you're working, the person is seeing what you're working on. As the other person is making correction, you're seeing the correction, you're adding your own. So that's the beauty of remote working and the synchronization wherever you happen to be. Someone can be in Canada, can be in Lagos, Abuja, so everything is being synchronized. So what are the essential tools and why should we even look into this remote working and why do we need to use these tools? So task management is one of it, collaboration, working with other colleagues, messaging. You get to message them if there is a certain challenge you're having, you get to chat them up like in the same platform. I am having social problem. Can you quickly just check it for me, then you get the response. File sharing, we use Microsoft Word, other files. If you're a graphic designer, you export your files, your raw files, you decide to share with the other cool graphic designer, you get to make corrections wherever you're supposed to make it. Then the scheduling, you are not supposed to be doing all the tasks all at once. So the beauty of this collaborative tool is that you get to schedule all the tasks. And because I believe any day you go to work, you don't just do everything at once. You get to know which one you're supposed to do today, which one you're not doing today, which one you're supposed to do in the evening. Everything you schedule it. Just like how you schedule your normal routine in a normal time when you go to office, you also get to schedule it. There are a lot of benefits associated with remote working tools. We'll be exploring them. And there's one thing I want to bring to you right now. Before I start talking about the tools, there are a lot of tools outside. It doesn't mean that you might come across over 20 tools, but that doesn't mean that you have to use all those 20 tools. You get to look for the tool that is suitable for you and your team, the tool that makes you productive. The truth is that there are some tools that are so robust that it can take you another time for you to learn how to use the tool. So go for the tool that will make you productive, that will make you get the best output. Don't go and put yourself, don't go and say you want to grab a tool that will take you another month to learn. Although it's good to explore something new, but try and get familiar. Try and use something that will make you productive immediately. Don't go and take something so robust. So I'll start from the basic tools to the advanced ones. So I'll be sharing my web browser. I'll be switching between my web browser on this slide. We are going fully into the practical section. The first basic tools I'll be talking about is our WhatsApp group. And WhatsApp group, almost all of us are on WhatsApp. So what you do is that you create a group, right? And add two, three members that you're working with. Tell them that you do the introduction, you do the description, and whatever you're working on, you can just share there. Someone else can comment on it that okay, this is it, this is that. Try and make adjustment to this. It's one of the most popular collaborative tools so far. So can I synchronize your WhatsApp just for a second? Okay, no data. All right, so I'll just quickly show you something on my web browser. I cannot connect my WhatsApp right now, but if you are to use your WhatsApp on your system, you can just go to web.whatsapp.com. So this is the website. So I cannot really connect it right now. You can also use your phone to just do the collaborative work. You don't really need to use your laptop, but I love really using my laptop. And this is how you connect it. Let me quickly play this video for you. All right. So are you seeing? You go to your WhatsApp web. You scan this barcode above here, and after that, everything's synchronized. So just try it out. I can't connect my WhatsApp here due to some technical challenges. So let's move to the next one. So the other one is our email. We are very familiar with the email. We use our email almost every day. So how do we use this email to collaborate? Just like how we send email to colleagues. Let's say, for instance, you worked on an article. Let's say you are a an article writer in one of these publishing company, and you have to send the article to your superior to review. So using email, it's one of the fastest and convenient way to do that. So you can just simply grab the email of your superior or of the reviewer. Let's say, for instance, you're sending Abdul dot press at highpress.com. My then the subject is kindly review kindly review the article. So it could be any subject, it could be the subject of the, it could be the title of the article. Then you can simply attach it. So most of us are familiar with how to use the email. So this is the attach file. You can quickly just attach any file to it. So let me grab a file here. So let's say micro traction application. So actually that's a PDF, so it's most appropriate to attach a PDF file. Okay, what was it? Sorry, it's most appropriate you attach a document file, so it's easier to be edited. Okay, and so you can add other title to it. So I have finished. I have finished writing the article you asked me to write. Kindly review before publishing. Yeah, all right. So and you can click the send, so your boss can see it and also reply it. So this is one of the fastest way, it's one of the simplest way of real-time communication, or for communicating or working from home using your WhatsApp or your email. So I hope that's pretty okay. So remember, we are starting from the basics to the advanced one, and we have the Facebook and Telegram. So we have a lot of tools that we can be using, but I believe the Facebook one you can just check it out on your own. The Telegram, so this is how Telegram look like, and you can go to telegram.com and get more information about that. So I'm not really a big fan of using Telegram for doing remote work like that, but if it's what works best for you, fine, you can go for it. Alright, while it loads, let's move to the next one. So, what's Google Docs and what does Google Docs do? Google Slide and Google Sheets. Just like how we have our normal Microsoft Word, Microsoft Excel, and Microsoft PowerPoint on our local computer, we have the one that is meant for the cloud. So, this one that is meant for the cloud is more of like a platform where you can type anywhere you are without even being with that computer. So, you can use a public computer to type, you can log out, go to somewhere else and log in and continue the same work you are doing on that document. Whereas where you are using your computer, you can type on your computer, but if you leave your computer in Kaduna and travel to Kano, you cannot continue that work. But with the beauty of Google Docs is that wherever you are, you can continue that same work as far as you have internet connection. So I'll quickly move back to my web browser. I told you we have different web browser. You can use Mozilla Firefox, you can use Safari, whichever one you find comfortable with. So I'll be heading to my browser right now to open Google Docs. And if you don't really know, there are two ways to approach this. You can click on this icon here. You can click on this icon here, the one with around 6 dots or so. So you can locate the all application here. Google Docs. Alright, you scroll down to locate it. Yeah, so this is one of the way you can click it from there. You can also do a quick Google search. Just search on Google Docs, and you'll be getting some results. All right, so we have another option here. This is another one here. So remember, you can click here, scroll down, and you see Google Docs, and you can just simply search for Google Docs. Just a Google search we bring out the result for you. So while it loads, I'll quickly give you an overview. So when you click here, you see different options here. We have the Google Docs, just like your normal Microsoft Word. We have Google Sheets, which is an alternative for the Microsoft Excel that we all know, and the Google Slide is the alternative for the Microsoft PowerPoint. So I said earlier is like the beauty of this one is that you can work here, leave this computer that you work on, and go somewhere else and continue the work you are doing. But with your normal computer, you can only work on that computer, right? You work on that computer, but your work is not being shared anywhere. Only if your computer is remotely connected. So let's quickly go through the Microsoft Docs. Let's see how we can explore it. So it's available for Android and it's also available for iOS. All right, so we have different templates. Remember, we want to see how we can make use of this Microsoft Google Docs to collaborate with other team members, and we are starting from the most simplest one the um, to the most advanced ones. So when you click on this, we have different templates. You can see different templates to work on. So depending on the kind of work you are doing, so let's say you are to type a business letter. Maybe you are supposed to submit a business letter to an organization, or there's a proposal you are supposed to submit, and it has to go through chains of review. Maybe um, the the content writer, the senior editor have to review what you have written, or maybe it has to go through three people before you submit the proposal. So how do you use these collaborative tools to work with these two other people? So I'll be using this business letter as an example. This is a template. However, you can create your own template. You can create your own blank document from this. So instead of me creating a blank document, please just pardon me, I'll just use this template. Yeah, I'll just use this business letter. I'll click on it, it loads. Okay. All right, so the template has loaded, and remember it's a template. What a template does is like they already have a pre-designed content for you. You need to just edit what you can touch, just do some touches to it. But you don't expect to just leave this as your company. You have to edit it. So let's call it Megatron. Megatron. Okay. It's trying to connect. So just give it some seconds. All right, so you have to edit the whole template properly. You don't expect to be using my company, so you have to just make some adjustments. So let's call this Megatron Com- Megatron Incorporation. You change the address. So we just leave it like this. You can change the date, 2020, uh, April 2020. So this is just an overview. So you can put the content you want to put. You can justify this. You can do whatever you want to do. You can change the font. There are a lot of things. Just like the way you use your Microsoft Word, that's the same functionality it has. Yeah. So there are a lot of things you'll be doing. So I'm not taking in depth into this. Is just to show you how you can collaborate with it. So let's say the document is ready. Now, how do you share it with your colleagues, and what are the other things that can be done? Let's say for instance you share it. So this is how to share. You click on the share button. the email address of the people you want to share it with will come up. You enter their email address. So let's say someone I want to work with is adebanjoshegun at gmail.com. I also want to work with Abdul. I want to work with Alabi at gmail.com. So these are two people that need to review my document, and I can just add a note. Hello, hello. Or let's make it a little bit official. Good day, sir. Good day, sir. Kindly review the business letter that will be sent to Megatron Incorporation. Thanks. Okay, so you can just send this to them. I'm not sure if these email addresses are correct, so I'm not going to be sending it. So once you click on send, okay, before you click on send, there are some things you can do here. So permission matters here. There are some people you just want them to view only the document, right? So they can only view it, so they cannot make comments and they cannot edit. But there are some people you give permission to make comments to, and there are some people you give permission to edit the document. So if you type Megatron Incorporation, if the spelling is not correct, they can correct it on your behalf. So three people can make correction to the same document at the same time. So for this, they are my superior, so I'll be giving them permission to edit. So I'm clicking that and I'll send it to them. So I'm not so sure if the emails are correct, so I'm not clicking on the send, but let's just assume we have sent it. So let's quickly look at this advanced option. So what is this advanced option? Prevent editors to change and access, disable options to download. So these are things you can just look into. So disable options to download, print or copy is more of like giving more permission. So let's just click on send. Click on send. Assume I click on send. You done? Yeah. So now let's say this spelling is not correct and there are other typographical error and maybe construction grammar mistakes and other things. So I can make some comments to it. I can comment here like I'm the one commenting here. I can say kind please don't make the purpose so long. You can add other comment follows, right? You can also come here and say something like they have changed their location. Find out where they reside. Find out where they reside now and update. Right? These are comments that you are making. These are comments that you're making. So another person, remember we added Adebanjo. It can say, okay, Adebanjo can remember, okay, maybe this is not the company name. It can also make comments. The company name isn't the company name isn't Megatron anymore anymore, right? So there are a lot of things that can be done, and Alabi can make corrections to the address. It can make it straight, and while you're making this correction, the colors will be changing, so you can track who and who is making some comment on your document. So as you can see, this is more like getting comments and collaboration, getting real-time update on the document you're working on. So there are a lot of things here you can done that can be done. um Permission, we've talked about permission, we've talked about multiple people making comments to it. So this is just me, but if you share it with more people, you get to get more comments and collaboration on it. So there are a lot of things that can be done here. We'll be looking into that later on. So let's move to the next one, which is Google Slide. All right, so I'll be moving quickly to Google Slide. I'll just open it in a new tab. The Google Slide. Okay. go to Google Slide. So Google Slide is just for creating presentations. Uh, So let's read what Google Slide is all about. Create beautiful presentation. With Google Slide, you can create, edit, collaborate, and present wherever you are for free. All right. So just like how you have, okay, this is my offline slide. I'm using this. This is a PowerPoint. As you can see, I am using this offline, and while this one is the online on. You can see different slide here. Yeah, different slide here, more like templates. You can choose anyone, and I love Google Slide because of their simplicity. So let's say you're working on a project wireframe. Let's click on one to load the template. Okay, so this is a slide. There are a lot of things you can do here. Just like how we have been using the Google Docs, you edit the templates. You can change the whole project. You can say website proposal, website proposal. Change it to whatever you want. You can also change this picture if you don't want. This is where you insert picture. You can insert image, audio, video. I believe most of us, these are tools that we are familiar with, so there's nothing new. It's just for how you work with other people that I'm introducing you with, how you collaborate with other people, how you work with people that you are not seeing. So these are the other slide. You can change whatever you want to change. So let's quickly go straight to the point. You can also share it with different permission level comments. So let's assume you can only give comment access to alabi at gmail.com. You give comment access. You can add a note there and you can send it to him. So what's the beauty of using this one? So let's say for instance there are three people involved in this project. We have the editor, the presenter, and we have the team lead. Let's say the editor is the one to come up with the slide. The presenter have to go through the slide. But since you people are not meeting physically, how can three of you work on this same project? So once you work on this, you can just simply add their email address, the team lead, the presenter, the editor. So whatever you are doing, they can be seeing it. And whenever the presenter is ready to use the slide, he or she can just extract it. He or she can download it here. Remember, he did not or she did not create that slide, but because you have added them to collaborate with you, they can download the slide and present wherever they are going to present, or if they are going to take any further actions, they can do it with you. So you can convert it to PDF. They can download it as PowerPoint and use it locally on their computer to present wherever they are, JPEG and other formats. And so I'll quickly move to the next one, which is the Google Sheet. So why are we using Google Sheet? You have account department, you manage one or two department or one or two things that has to do with figures, your money, or maybe you are working with someone that manages your account or your finance for your organization, and they have been using Excel sheet. So does that mean that your account department will stop because you are not seeing your accountant again, or you still have to continue making calls? Can you start discussing all the figures, or can you start seeing all the figures? If your account department have been making use of Excel sheet before or any other tool, they can simply migrate some of those platforms to the cloud. Maybe if it's not Excel, there are still other tools that you can use to enhance your account department. So what's Google Spreadsheet? It's more of like still the same Microsoft Excel on your computer. With Google Sheet, you can create, edit, and collaborate wherever you are. So let's quickly see how the Google Sheet is. All right. So these are still templates. I'll quickly go through the template. We have a lot of templates here. We have to-do list, annual budget, monthly budget, monthly budget. This, yeah. Pros and cons, team roster, wedding planner, schedule, invoices. As you can see, there are a lot of things. But now, let's say you have to do the monthly budget and you cannot see your finance manager or your accountant. Does that mean everything will pause here? No, it wouldn't. Okay. All right. This is a template. Remember, I can see hero here, so you customize it to suit your taste, so you can add whatever expense you want to add. You can still do the arithmetic operation you want to do. If you want to share it with another party, you can still share it with them. The flexibility, the benefits are endless. There are a lot of things you can do with it, and it still go the same way. You come to the share, add whatever you want to add to collaborate with it, give them the access you want to give them. They can comment, they can view, and they can do whatever they want to do with it. So without wasting much time, because we have a lot of things to cover on, let's move to the next one. We have Google Drive and Dropbox. So what is Google Drive and Dropbox? Okay, so let's quickly go to it and see what it is. So I told you, you can come to this box and click here, Google Drive, or you can simply Google search Google Drive and have access to it. All right, Google Drive. What's Google Drive? Let me quickly open it. Store, share, and access your files from any device. Your first 15 gig of storage are free. So Google Drive is just like your memory card or your hard drive or your storage device that keeps all your data, but not on your computer or not with you. Someone is keeping it for you in a safe place, and you can access it wherever you are with your device, be it your smartphone, your laptop, your tablet, your iPad, your iPhone, and your smartwatch. Anywhere you can access it. So with this Google Drive, remember those work that we have been doing, all those our business letter, our project for the PowerPoint, our monthly budget. Where do you think they go if you want to access it? All of them comes to your Google Drive. So with your Google Drive, you can see it, so you can make reference to it anytime. And remember, there was a time we were making comment that the other people were collaborating by making comment, changing some addresses. This is where you access everything. Your Google Drive documents everything you do. I hope that's clear. So this Google Drive allows us to upload file. Let's say there are some large files you want to upload for some team members to work on. You can quickly upload it here. You click on new file. We have folder upload, file upload. So we have file upload, folder upload. So what's the difference? File upload picks only one file. So let's say, for instance, you want to upload this. Is talking about so let's say you want to upload three of them. It's just some preventive measures for the coronavirus. It's just some tips. All right, so you get to see when they load here. So right, one, two, three, all loaded. Right, good. As you can see now, I have loaded it to my Google Drive, so I can have access to it. I can do a lot of things to it. I can open it online. I can share it with anyone. Maybe if I just do the design, I can share it with two other people to check it out. I can get shareable link. So I've copied the shareable link. If I click on it, I can see only the picture. Yeah, I can see only the picture. So the Google Drive is just like a one place for you to see all what you have been doing. You can also upload a whole folder upload. So you can pick a whole folder like this folder is around 3.23 gig. You can upload the whole folder. You can do whatever you want to do with it, share it with people, tell them to make some comment to it, do a lot of things with it. But there's one other alternative to Google Drive I want to introduce you to. It's called Dropbox. So what can you do with Dropbox? I have used Dropbox and I found some amazing things about Dropbox. So I'll be sharing those amazing things with you. So as you can see here, there is for teams and there are for individual. So we'll be going for teams. So let's see the advantage of for teams. Wow, this is the real